Welcome to another episode of Our Community Cares on CICV. I'm your host, Mike Bishop. Our guest today is Mesachie Lake Fire Chief Gary Eve.
One of the biggest changes that has come down the pipe for us is the way the First Responders Program has changed. It used to be administered by the Justice Institute of BC, JIBC. They have decided to pull out as of last year, and they left us having to find another training agreement to deliver the First Responders Program. There's two contractors available or Red Cross. So as a department, we decided to go to the Red Cross level, which now we're able to train to a national standard, not just a BC standard set out by the Justice Institute. So it's allowed us to use all of these tools now come into play. We're allowed to use the Sager splint on the blue. We're allowed to take blood pressures and pulse oximeters, which gives us a lot more insight into what's going on with the patient. And we're able to use the green thing here is called a KED, a Kendrick's extrication device. All of these things will come into play, especially if we're responding to something out on the circle route, which we cover all the way out to Port Renfrew. So that being said, as the change was made, we decided to take Red Cross. I went down with a bunch of other instructors, and we took training at Victoria Fire, and I'm now certified to teach the Red Cross level first aid or first responder program, which I think is a great development for us as a small community. We're able, once the first class goes through, we'll be some of the highest trained first responders in the Cowichan Valley, and I'm looking forward to starting the first class and putting them through and sending them out into the world to do their thing. The Sager, the blue here, the blue bag with the stuff on the top, it's specifically designed to hold traction on a femur brace. So in this area here, it'll help pull the leg out, which will relieve pain for the patient. It'll stop any internal bleeding, and with calls that we take out on the circle route, it'll definitely give a lot more patient comfort and better patient care. The stethoscope and the sphygmometer, I'll just say it that way, allows us to take blood pressures, and we'll know sooner when a patient is having shocky symptoms. And this object here, the pulse oximeter, lets us know the level of oxygen that the patient will have in their blood. These tools here as well are also used on our firefighters in a rehab situation. If we're working on a large fire, we need to check our firefighters to make sure that they are physically fit and able to keep going with the fight, and these tools will allow us to protect our firefighters better as well. The KED, Kendrick's extrication device, is meant to wrap around a patient, around their back, around their hips, right up to the back of the head, and it's to hold the torso and the head still. These are great devices for getting patients out of a small area, out of a very twisted up, smashed up car, and again, just purely for patient comfort and helping hold someone still and getting them out of the car is going to be a great advantage to our first responders. Our first students that we're going to run through are a retired police officer, Ty Fraser, a young fellow that lives here in town, a guy named Colton Walters, our past junior firefighter, Samantha Oliver, she'll be taking it, and our junior firefighter, Hayden Holman from Lake Cowichan, he'll also be taking the course. And they're looking forward to getting started. We're just getting all the pieces in place and setting everything up. The books are there, the tools are here. It's just lining up the time to actually get everybody together with working through work and personal commitments that they have on the side as well. Well, that's the beauty of the new program with Red Cross. We get to train to a higher level, which is great for the community and everybody else that's out there, because the taxpayers in the end fund this, so it protects them better. But it also gives our first responders a chance to exercise their first aid knowledge on the job as well, because with the Red Cross training, they're able to receive a WorkSafe Level 2 ticket straight across, no extra charge. For our community, being able to offer this course at such a cheap rate is phenomenal. I'm really proud of that part. I as an instructor, I've been an instructor for quite a while. I don't charge my community to teach my firefighters. That's wrong to me. As we said before, jokingly, I look at that as like eating my own young. It just doesn't make sense to me. I believe in paying this stuff forward, and this is my pay it forward. My community benefits, they paid for the first training for me to take. Now it's my turn to give that back. If we were to go the option where, say, if we used the OFA level 3 as an example, we'd have to pay $750 per student, plus pay for their time, 2 weeks away from work. It's a lot for the community this size to bear. So we've gone to this model where it costs $100 per student to administer the licensing. And I teach our community, firefighters for free, and they get to walk out of it with an OFA level 2 for free. It's our give back to volunteers. We can't pay them anything, so we're able to give them something to help further themselves on the job. And to me, that just makes sense. We need to help our volunteers out. They do a lot. So we work quite closely with Honeymoon Bay. In the last few years, we've discovered here in town, after running some numbers and looking at what we have and some past fires that we've had, that our water supply is limited. To fight an average structure fire, we're pushing our water supply to the limit. So what we have done, as we've investigated what we need to do to increase that, one of the things is we have a bigger truck now that can push 1,500 gallons a minute. And we have suction sites set up around town where we can drop the suction hose into a large body of water, like a lake or a river or a stream. And we have 1,100 feet of 4-inch hose that can reach 3/4 of our community from our different suction sites. Honeymoon Bay, working in conjunction with us, has, between the two of us, we have 2,500 feet of 4-inch hose. And all of our training lately has been geared towards us helping them helping us, whether it's a fire in our community or a fire in their community. All of our training is geared towards helping each other out. And with that amount of hose and with training we've taken, I think we're taking the right steps to protect both communities at once. We have an automatic aid agreement, meaning that if there's a structure fire in our community, Honeymoon Bay is called at the same time, or vice versa. If it happens at Honeymoon Bay, we're called at the same time. It just makes sense. We're neighbors. We both belong to the CVRD. Why not help each other out? It cuts, so we don't have to have all the equipment that we would hardly ever use, and they don't have to do it as well. Together we can split the costs and cover our communities effectively and do it at a cheaper cost. That is something I'm truly proud of since I've become chief.
You've been listening to Our Community Cares, brought to you by CICV 97.5 FM.